One.
Happy Friday, everybody! My name is Priya Mohan, and I am the owner of Sari Not Sari right here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And because it's Friday, I am here to show you some fabulous silk clothing made out of upcycled vintage pure silk saris. And especially at this time of year, it is worth emphasizing that these pieces are amazing for travel. In fact, because I am dreaming of warmer climates right now, I thought it would be so much fun to show you pieces that are bright and beautiful and great for visiting someplace warm and resort-like, with some sort of like a ship would be great, or an island, perhaps some far-off country with a beach. If you're headed to one of those places, you may enjoy some of these clothes. So today I am going to be showing you some pieces.
I'm so bright and colorful, Priya.
Oh, thank you so much. You may notice that we are upstairs in our previous location. So please let us know if there are any glitches with the sound or with the imaging or the lighting, and we'll try to fix it as we go along. I'm about to show you a collection of clothing. And if you are interested in seeing these clothes on our website.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, because I always forget to say. If you are watching on Instagram, you can comment, show me, and it will take you to our featured collections page on our website. The first collection is tonight's collection. If you are watching on YouTube or on Facebook, you'll see a link within the description of this particular live that takes you to the collection. And the name of the collection today is Sunny, Sunny Days, because I am dreaming of sunny, sunny days. And hopefully these bright colors will get you thinking of warmer weather as well. So today I thought I would start with this absolutely fabulous piece. This is another one that I just don't know how it's still here. I am wearing a maxi dress. It's made of pure silk. It's a crepe silk. It fits to a size 18, and I'm wearing it with the underarm part to the front, which is a little styling trick that we love to do here. If you wear it with the underarm part to the front, you get that nice little shorter hemline right where your feet are, but a little longer hemline at the sides. And then I paired it with its matching bolero. So I was thinking, I met some customers at the store today, and I realized that I reference things in the lives that I don't explain because I'm so used to seeing some of you over and over again. So I'm going to try on this live to explain the things that I assume you know. For those of you who do already know these things, thank you for listening patiently through it. And for those who don't, I hope it helps you to understand kind of what the big picture is. So the reason that these two pieces match is because they are cut from the same sari. And if you have I'm going to go back one other step. A sari is a piece of fabric. It's a great big rectangle that's about 66 inches long, like from the waist to your feet, and it's about 5.5 yards this way. So out of one sari, we can make 2 or 3 pieces of clothing. And that's why when we say that our pieces are one of a kind, we probably can only make 3 things out of this. We have a bolero jacket here. We have our maxi dress that comes with a belt here. And maybe there'll be a boxy top as well, but that's probably all we'll be able to make out of one sari. Then with our scraps, we create scrunchies, and we also sell our remnants. So if you know someone who's a crafter who's looking for little pieces of silk, we sell little remnant bags so that we use all of our fabric and that there's very little waste, because trying to protect the planet from additional pollution is one of our priorities as a business. So this piece here is made out of crepe silk. We work in 2 different types of silk. One is called crepe and the other one is georgette, sometimes chiffon. Now, crepe silk, I'm going to come and bring this really close to you so that you can see it. A crepe silk is a silk that for our brand is identifiable in the fact that it is opaque, which means that you do not need to wear anything under it. It's not sheer. So crepe silks are not sheer. And I'm going to show you this one because it is absolutely stunning. Shefali, I hope you will help me.
Yes.
Can they see it?
Everyone can see it.
So I hope that the colors are coming out true. This is very much lime green. The darker one is a lime green. And the lighter one is a lighter shade of lime green.
I feel like it's a chartreuse, isn't it?
Well, chartreuse usually has a little bit more like gray brown in it. So I don't know that it's a pure chartreuse. Maybe this one is more of like a pear color, but The darker stripe is definitely a lime color.
Yeah.
And then you'll see with these flowers here, which are so beautiful, some of them actually have embroidery on them. Can they see that, Shefali?
Yes, you can. Just move it a bit more to this way.
To this way. Okay, so you'll be able to see the embroidery here. And that same embroidery, make sure you guys can see it. You can probably see the sparkle. It's all through here in this piece. And you can tell that this right here, this fancy part here, was called the pallu of the sari. So when you put on a sari, you kind of wrap it around this way, you do some pleats, and one part gets thrown over your shoulder. Mm-hmm. That part is called the pallu. And the pallu is kind of the fanciest part of the sari, and that's what that is cut from. That's why it looks different than the rest of it. But because a sari kind of has different patterns all over it, sometimes we're going to see pieces that even though they're from the same sari, you wouldn't really know because they'll be slightly different from each other. They might have the same colors, but a different pattern. So there you go. Here's piece number one, bolero jacket, maxi dress. And I've tied it this way, but there's a bunch of other ways to tie it. So here's another thing. Actually, show me might be for the sneak peeks, or so it might be for the hacks.
No, I think show me is for the collection because.
So what's the one for the hacks? That's a really good question.
So Rebecca is wondering if we have a sari in store on a mannequin to show the source for newer shoppers.
Yeah, I don't have it on a mannequin, but I would love to try a sari on for you because that's always fun.
Yeah, then we have some downstairs still, don't we?
No, I have one right here,
Oh.
actually. But I would like to know if Show Me is for the collection, and if that's the collection, then how do you find the hacks? We're going to figure that out. It will definitely be in previous lives, Shefali. If you look at the captioning on previous lives, it says in there, and maybe while I'm grabbing that story, you can tell everybody what the little code words are that send information directly to you.
You just type in hacks. That's what Amy just did.
Okay, so if you type in the word hack or hacks, it will take you to a list where you can choose which hacks you want to see, and it will send them right into your direct messages. Now, unfortunately, that does not work on Facebook or YouTube, but if you're on Facebook or YouTube, and let's say you wanted to know what hacks you could do with the maxi dress, you would just go to the maxi dress collection under everything silk. And when you open the page, there's kind of like a banner across the top, and it will say styling videos or styling tips. And you can click that button, and it will also take you to all of the different styling hacks. This was another thing I realized when I was talking to customers today is I'm like, yeah, and then you just do these hacks and you do blah, blah, blah. And she's like, there's hacks? And I'm like, oh yeah, so you don't know this. We have a lot of styling hacks. So that was that lovely lady who was in.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, yeah, you know the hacks. And she's like, so to back it up a little bit, we have styling hacks for every single one of our styles that allow you to play around with your look so it suits your figure best, and also allows you to change up the styling for different occasions. So when I showed you this dress with this part in the front, that kind of makes it look fancier because you have this line down the front and it ends up with more of a halter style. But if I wanted to wear this to a picnic, I could maybe put it on this way, which has a lot more of a casual kind of flowy look to it, even though the fabric's the same. So this gives you one look. This gives you a different one. Mm-hmm. So Shefali, do you want to go through what some of those codes are while I quickly go grab Sari?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Let me just quickly go to our previous live.
Yes, and you'll find it in the caption.
Yeah, so this is only for Instagram friends, but if you comment show me, you will have the link to this live sent to you. If you comment hacks, you should have our latest styling tips or a conversation sent to you directly via DMs. If you comment YouTube, you'll receive a link to our YouTube channel. And if you comment book, you will receive a link to book a free guys, styling consultation that's either virtually or in store.
Yes.
And if you comment sneak a peek, get ready for it. For the link, you will get the most recent sneak peek.
Yes.
And if you comment swap, would you believe it? You would get the link to our Facebook swap and sell.
Which was another thing I talked about today that I realized I think everybody knows about, but not everybody knows about. So you may not know this, but our customers are the most interesting, intelligent, fun, creative group of people. And we managed to put them together into a group where they could swap and sell their Sari Not Sari pieces. And they started sharing ideas with each other and sharing their, what is that called? You guys call it something when you buy stuff and it's your...
Oh, the brag.
The brag. They brag in the kindest way possible.
In the nicest way possible.
In the nicest way possible about things that they bought. And it's actually been quite lovely because we get to see on our end the connections that are being made. And what we saw this holiday season is there were people who've never met each other, who live in different countries, who were buying gift cards for each other. And they had just met each other through these swap and sell groups. So if you would like to be a part of that swap and sell group, it's a Facebook group. Just type in the word swap on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram and you're on YouTube or Facebook, you would just go to our website and I think it's under the sale tab. At the top, it says everything silk, everything else, and then sale. And one of the last links on that sale tab takes you to the swap and sell group. It's a private group, so you have to be approved to enter. But you will meet some very interesting people and get some great deals on some silk. Okay, so what I have here is a sari. And
that's a sari?
No, but I do have a whole sari here.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm just wondering, do I go the whole 9 yards and show you the whole 5.5 yards and show you the whole thing? Or do we wing it a little? I think we wing it a little.
We can show this. It's up to you.
So I think I'm just going to show you because I'd have to leave the stage. So when you wear a sari, you wear a little blouse, generally speaking, but styles are changing now. People are wearing shirts underneath theirs. Some people are going with like a little bandeau, but traditionally speaking, you wear a little blouse that has cap sleeves or sleeves to about here. It generally is a cropped top, so it would go to about there, and it shows this part of your belly. Older ladies will sometimes get this made a little bit longer. Younger ladies go super short.
Yeah, Heather said this is the original crop top.
This is the original crop top. So the good thing is that this is the part that ends up having to be fitted because this is what's going to be closest to your skin. Other than that, everything else is adjustable. So this one, they started making them in India out of like athletic fabric.
Like spandex?
Like spandex, lycra. This one is a lycra one. If though you were going to a very fancy event, like my daughter's wedding, you would get something tailor-made. And those ones actually have bras built into them and everything. Yeah. So they're very, very form-fitting and almost...
You cannot raise your arms in them.
You cannot. No, you're very much... It forces you actually to have a straight back too. Not super comfortable. These are much more comfortable, and you can see why for daily wear people are switching to the ones that are lycra. So this would go on top. And then...
And actually, historically, friends, before colonization, Indian women did not wear anything. They just wore saris as garments and tied them around their bodies.
Yes, and I can show you some of how that was done. And actually, who is that Instagrammer?
Oh, Natasha Tassan, yeah.
Yeah, she's a Toronto lady who she just loves to drape saris. She's young, like Shafali. And are you going to put it in the comments there? Yeah. So you can go to her channel, her Instagram channel, and that's all she does is find beautiful saris and then have fun draping them.
You can search up drape therapy. You should be able to find it.
That's right. That's the name of her Instagram account is drape therapy. Okay, so this is what we call a petticoat. And again, this is a post-colonial creation because initially you would not have worn a petticoat.
The petticoat was a British.
It's a British,
import.
Which is funny because it's called a petticoat, right? And like that's the Indian word for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called a petticoat.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. So it just has a tie waist, and I will put this on. And this is how come this is adjustable because as long as it fits around your waist and you can tie it, it fits. Now this one, probably like my mother's are a little bit bigger. You don't want to have too much fabric because they end up bunching here. But you tie this, and the secret here is this has got to be tied really uncomfortably tightly. And that's because this is what holds your sari onto you. So if this is just so comfortable and stretchy, your sari is going to fall right off of you. This has to be uncomfortable. This is not quite as uncomfortable as it should be, but that's how it would feel. Now this is what a sari looks like. Now I picked this up. This is all block printed. I got it in India the first time I went from a company called Anoki. It's a crepe silk, and you can hear it, how beautiful it is.
Anoki is a real well-known company.
Yeah, they're dedicated to preserving artisanship
Mm-hmm.
in the printing of fabrics. So I'll show you the parts of the sari. This part here is called the pallu. The pallu is the part that eventually goes over your shoulder like that. This part down here, it's so fun to be saying all this again. Like I said, I take for granted that everybody's already done all this with me. So see that little strip of fabric at the bottom? Every sari has that sewn onto the bottom. It's either cotton, sometimes it's polyester. It's called the fall. The fall is added after the fact. So you purchase the sari, you purchase the fall, and then you have the fall sewn onto the sari, and it's always sewn on by hand. I don't know that there's anything equivalent in North American culture.
It's like it's the back facing of like when you do a curtain, for example.
Yeah.
And you want the weight of the curtain to fall a certain way.
But it's not just that, it's also to add extra strength to the fabric, because this part of the sari, this lower part, that's the part that touches the ground. So it reinforces the silk or the fabric. It adds a little bit of extra strength to it. Otherwise, you would just be running silk across the ground. So Shefali's right. It does have the purpose of adding weight, but it also has the purpose of reinforcing the delicate fabric.
Mm-hmm.
And I am by no means an expert at doing this, but I'll show you how it's done. And this is just one way. There's a million ways to drape a sari, and there's probably better ways to drape a sari. This is just how I do it. So you start a little bit off center. So belly button's here, you start here. Then you wrap it around once, and that's your first like skirt layer. Ideally what you want, I'm giving so many details. I'm sorry if I'm boring you. This is kind of fun for me.
I don't think it's boring, yeah.
So when you wear your sari, ideally you want it to be that long so that you look like you're floating. But if you go to India, you'll see that women who wear saris every day will wear them to here. And my grandmother, when she used to clean the house, would wear hers up here because she needed her legs. But to be elegant, you wear it at that length.
Rebecca said, not boring. That's
Oh,
okay.
good. Thank you. Thank you for not being bored. So once you get to this point, this is a trick I learned from a friend of mine. So see this little loop here? You take that loop and you let it fall right to the ground, pretty much. And then you do a tuck here. So this is the part that's going to get pleated. And this is what gives you the space to move your legs. So there's room, even though you're going around in a circle, there's room for you to move because the pleats will give. Mm-hmm. This is the part that ends up going over your shoulder. So we're going to take that, wrap it around the back, and just to get it out of the way for now, we're going to throw it over my shoulder. So now we deal with the pleats. You see us do this pleating a lot when we're trying to style things and change things up. Should I get closer or can they see?
No, they can see.
Okay, so you take your hand, and again, I am by no means a professional at this. But you take your fingers, and what you want to do is create accordion pleats. And your goal is to have it so that the pleats kind of are not perfectly lined up, so that it almost looks like a fan. I am not brilliant at this. I'm just going to do the best I can for now. What an Indian woman will do nowadays is she'll take a safety pin and put it right here to hold these pleats together. And then once the pleats are held together, she'll tuck that in. And that way, if the sari does fall off, which can happen, all you have to do is grab this whole thing and tuck it back in. You don't have to replete. Then you deal with the polo part. So that's this here. And again, there's different styles. You can just wear it like that, which is very elegant. And some ladies will pin up here at the shoulder.
You can also bunch all of it up.
Yes, and just wear it like that. If you were
to show the blouse more.
The style of wearing it where you don't wear a blouse, you actually take this and wrap it around. And then I've only seen Natasha do this, so I'm hoping I do it right. You take this under here, and then that's your bandeau. And then somehow this becomes like
and then she ties it or tucks it. She ties it like this.
Yeah, so that covers all the parts. Now my family is from Gujarat, so this is the very traditional way of wearing a sari like this. My family has it like this. So it does go over the shoulder, but the fanciest part of the sari, instead of being in the back, is at the front, and then you tuck that there. This is Gujarati style.
Yeah, so based on where you're from in India, you can also wear it a specific way.
Yeah.
Even how people wear it regionally or country-wise, like in Sri Lanka, we also wear saris, but we don't wear saris like this. When we're
Right.
traditionally draping, we drape them differently, and so for that reason, we use a different type of weave in our saris. We don't use something that free-flowing, we use something less flexible. So that's how you get a variation of different silks, is
Yes.
the difference in how people
And how
pleat
it
as
will
well.
drape. That's
Yeah.
right. So when you wear a crepe sari, you're going to get this very, very fluid drape. If you wear an organza or a tissue silk, it's almost like you're making your sari out of tissue paper, so it puffs. If you use a really thick brocade, it will drape, but it drapes in a heavy kind of a way, not a
Which
flowy
creates
kind of way.
more distinct pleats. So if
Yeah.
you guys look at Priya's pleats right now, because it's a soft sari, it's very casual looking pleats.
Yeah.
Like, not to say that they're bad, but they're
But no,
casual.
they're very casual. They're not like, it's not like they're ironed flat. Perfect.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there are certain saris you'll see, like event saris, where the kind of pleating, it looks like somebody has literally glued the sides together. That's how
Yeah.
tight they are. Yeah.
So what's nice about a sari is let's talk body shape and a sari.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of this translates into the clothing that we make out of saris. So why are saris so great? First of all, it's one size fits all. So a mother can wear this, pass it on to her daughter, hand it over to her sister-in-law to wear to an event, hand it over to somebody else, get tired of it, sell it, move it on along the line. It's going to fit everybody.
Mhm.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is it's very size inclusive because it fits everybody. So generally speaking, the parts of women that they tend not to be the happiest about are their tummies and their arms, and maybe what other part do women?
But
Their butt.
it's usually like this area, this back area.
Yeah. So the parts of you
Midsection.
that actually show in a sari, because don't forget, I'd be wearing a blouse and I can control the length of this blouse.
Mhm.
So the parts of you that show in a sari are your neck, so you can show off your fabulous jewelry, your arm to the elbow. That's it. Everything else is covered by drape. So even if you had a larger tummy, you could take this and just kind of wear it out this way, and it looks like you're just elegant and slim under there. Nobody knows you're pregnant. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
There you go. So that is the beauty of the sari. And when we make clothes out of it, and this is more information, I know some of you already know this, the first thing we do is we take off the fall. So when we take off the fall, it's going to leave tiny little pinholes. I'll show you. You can see it's been hand stitched on. Can they see that?
Yeah.
So all of this has to come off, which means it's going to leave tiny pinholes. You're also going to see pinholes in the sari where this part, the pleats, were safety pinned together, and they do use safety pins. So there's going to be little tiny pinholes there. And they generally also pin here. So there's going to be pinholes there. And a lot of women will also pin here so they don't have to worry about it slipping off their bust.
Yeah.
So you're looking at pin, pin, pin. And some ladies will also, you've probably seen Natasha do this. They create like a diagonal line this way
Yeah.
before they tuck so
Yeah.
that it looks more V-shaped. So sometimes there's a pin there in addition to the pin on the pleats.
Yeah.
And that's why
sometimes
we
it's
say,
sewn on as well. So now you can buy saris that have also hand sewn pleats in them too.
yes. And so I do have a sari like that. Anshul made it for me because she saw me in a sari when I was in India, and it was like, oh honey, you do not know what you're doing. Let me make you one that's already pleated, which was so thoughtful of her. I'll have to bring it in one day. The benefit of it is anybody can wear a sari if you buy a pre-pleated one. It's basically a skirt with like a tail that you throw over your shoulder.
Yeah.
It's all good to go. The downside of that is it is a garment at that point. It's not just a piece of fabric.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to have it fit other people, or if your body size changes, it's not going to fit you. So that's why I am still a bit of a fan of these ones. Even if I don't pleat it properly, it's almost like painting vintage furniture.
Mhm.
Like you lose something in turning it into something that it wasn't. So there you go. Thank you very much for asking, because I always enjoy doing that.
Yay! And Amy actually sent in a comment. I wanted to wait until after your little presentation to read it, but she said many years ago, Before widespread conversation and awareness of cultural appropriation, my friend lent me a sari to her wedding.
Oh,
It was quite the experience to have that many kind women helping me learn to pleat on the fly. That is basically what getting dressed for any event is like. in a
women
brown
come.
family.
All the women
Yeah.
come together and help each other get dressed.
The young getting
Yeah.
helped by the old. It's
Yeah.
a big community thing.
It is a community thing. At Nisha's wedding, my room was the dressing room, and we actually had sari drapers come in
Nice.
because there were so many people who needed their saris draped, and but everybody basically came in their petticoat and their blouse and brought their sari, and then we would either pin them on each other, or the draper would do, like me or my mom or like the more prominent guests.
Mhm.
But it is a very communal activity. And the guys are just like, get me a tea, can you get me a coffee? Like, we tell them what to do. They just go out and do the things. And that happens during the Mendi party as well, because all the women have Mendi on their hands. They're like, I'm kind of hungry. I think I need to be fed. I think you need to feed me.
Yeah, please.
So yeah, thank you so much for asking that. So there's our little sari tutorial.
Yeah, and just to add also, Amy, I don't think that you wearing a sari to your friend's wedding is cultural
Yes, I
appropriation.
wanted to address that as well.
So we've had a lot of conversations in the past about what cultural appropriation looks like, and whether, if you, as a person not of Indian origin, wear sari, not sari, are you culturally appropriating?
Mhm.
Priya, what are your thoughts on
So
this?
we actually have, don't we
video
have a
series,
reel, a
yeah.
video series that we did on this? And I believe that you are only culturally appropriating if you take somebody's culture and it only becomes okay. Like, the example I like to use is Elvis. Elvis was playing music that was being played by Black artists all over the United States. And even though some of the songs he sang were theirs, but because he was a white boy,
And he also grew up in that environment,
And
that was key.
yeah, that's how he knew the songs. And at that time in the States, it was more acceptable to like a white-skinned artist, even though the songs themselves had
African
African
or Black
origins.
descent. Yeah.
So that's cultural appropriation, because he did not give credit to the original people. And if the original people had come out and said, hey, this is my music, people would have been like, that music sucks. But because Elvis sang it, it legitimized it. So his culture legitimized somebody else's culture, instead of all cultures being legitimate, regardless of who is sharing the cultural information. Did I miss anything?
I think that I wanted to kind of also expand on that. I do think that a part of that is also, in its own way, gentrification. You're gentrifying a culture to make it palatable for another audience. And we don't think that Sari Not Sorry, we don't take a culture, specifically our own culture, and try to make it palatable for you guys. What we do is try to showcase our experience as people within the diaspora, specifically Priya.
Yeah,
within the
born and
diaspora.
raised here,
Yeah.
but of Indian origin.
Yeah, so, and that kind of cultural,
I want to say growth, it's almost like fusion.
it's a fusion.
It is
yeah.
fusion. So this brand is a fusion of all of the cultures that I have been a part of, which includes kimono sleeved jackets and boleros. Like, isn't bolero a Spanish word?
I think so.
And having grown up in North America and needing clothes that can layer, and just a whole bunch of different ideas fused together that are all part of my heritage and my personal experience. So that's why I know I'm not culturally appropriating, and you're not culturally appropriating, as long as you are willing to say when asked, yes, this used to be a sari. Saris are cool. I like sari fabric. But if you
in that way specifically.
Yeah, you have to make it like all cutesy. So there was a lady who we know on the street, who is long gone since. You will not know who I'm talking about. And she copied my brand. And she invited a lot of famous media people in the area to her event.
That I went to as
that
well,
she probably
guys.
went to. And they had all of these clothes made out of saris and never once mentioned that these clothes were made out of saris, as if saying that they were made out of somebody else's cultural fabric
Cheapens the quality.
cheapens or reduces the luxury value of the product. To me, that was blatant cultural appropriation. And I actually spoke with some of the media people and said, hey, I would love to come talk about cultural appropriation on your show and, you know, a little bit about what's okay and what's not okay. But I think going to a wedding where your friend has invited you to wear something to show that you respect their culture and are interested in participating in the culture, that's not cultural appropriation. If you wear, who was that person? And I love this band, so I was very, very sad that they did it. It was the guy who was married to Gwyneth Paltrow. What's his name?
Oh, Chris Martin?
Chris Martin. What was his band?
Coldplay.
Coldplay. So a while back, probably before you were old enough to have known, Coldplay did a halftime show for the Super Bowl.
I remember that halftime
You remember
show.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was a huge Coldplay fan at the time.
Yes, I love Coldplay. And I'm sure that their little faux pas was innocent, but I do not think it would stand today. It would get shut down so fast. So one Indian tradition is, I didn't even mention that. Guys, this is so beautiful. This is not a match set. Again, it was a maxi dress with a bolero. And they don't actually match, but it's almost like they could. They're perfect
Yeah, it's
together.
like they're reversed in color, which
Yeah.
is pretty fun.
So I'm going to do all the maxi dresses.
Doesn't it?
It does it, doesn't it? So, so what Coldplay did is one Indian festival that some of you may know about is called Holi. It's kind of like Easter. It's that whole spring rebirth festival, which has different names in different cultures. And part of what they do at Holi, we don't have a piece to go over this. Part of what they do at Holi is they use like powdered paints and they kind of throw them at each other, and it's like a big water fight, but with powdered paints. And so Coldplay did that. They kind of played up that whole holy atmosphere at this event, but never once made reference to the fact that this is another person's cultural experience. Something that, like, it would be like trick-or-treating, but never saying that it's trick-or-treating. We cannot say it's trick-or-treating. No, that's peach and this is pink. So yeah, I don't know. But then, having said that, I talked to, when that thing happened with that other brand on the street, I mentioned it to this lady that I know, and she basically rolled her eyes and said, like I have time to worry about all those little details. And I was like, I see that, but also, that's my culture, and I don't know. So I tried to explain to her, she has a boat, and I said, what if, you have a bunch of people who have boats with you, and you guys have a culture of boating. And what if they did a TV show where they showed boating culture in Ontario? And what they showed were people strip tease on the boat, drinking, getting high, shooting up, and said, this right here is boating culture in Ontario. You would be like, no, that's not what boating culture is. I know my culture. It's not that. So I think maybe people don't think about it until it actually affects them. Or maybe I'm wrong and nobody really cares. Who knows?
I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
I do think that, with the person that you were talking about, a lot of it is that my own life, guys, I love this piece. My own life is very difficult, and I don't have time to think about one other thing that's also going to trigger me and make me upset.
Yes, and tell me how bad I am.
Yeah.
And I understand that, because I don't think anybody is purposely trying to be bad. I think everybody's doing the best they can at any given moment.
I don't know how this piece hasn't sold.
I don't know how this piece hasn't sold either. So this is a maxi caftan. I'm wearing it backwards. It has always been online. Oh, because the online pictures suck. Yeah, so I was looking at them. They are not beautiful at all. And this piece is beautiful. Wow, we really went off on a tangent.
Yeah, and there's a couple comments. So Amy said, I think your designs honor the origins of the fabric. Rebecca says, part of what I enjoy about wearing Sari Not Sari is the reuse, remaking of fabrics that have been previously loved.
Mm-hmm.
Judy says, I think it's also about intention too, which is very true.
It is very much about intention.
I think how people describe something also talks a lot about their intention. We can't help but describe these pieces are made by artisans from India that have had generations of craftsmanship. And for us, that is very special.
Yes.
But when we meet somebody who tries to take and gentrify what we have and turn
Yeah.
it into something elitist, almost to a point
But elitist
where
by erasing any cultural influence.
exactly elitist by creating it as its own. It's kind of what Balenciaga does with homelessness.
Well,
I'll be honest.
Yeah. Do you mind if I just talk about this for a
Yeah,
quick
go
second?
for it.
You were talking about Balenciaga and homelessness. So I did look. I found a new sheet, guys. So this one is not
pristine
frayed. It is
sheet.
pristine. So if you are looking at colors for the Bryn Walker pre-order, also if you are watching this on Instagram, you can type in the word linen, and it will take you to the link for the pre-order. Which is coming up. The deadline for the final pre-order is January 18th. And don't forget that if you place the order online before that date, not only do you have access to colors and styles that we are not going to be carrying in store, but you also get 20% off. And if you use the Sezzle payment system, you can actually pay for it in installments so that you're not really paying for the full thing until it arrives. If you order for this next shipment date, which is January 18th, you'll have it by early to mid-April. So these colors here, I just want to show you. This is Inkaberry, and this match. I'm going to stand back so I can see what I'm pointing at.
Yes.
Inkaberry matches Inkaberry. Para is the pear-colored green. That's in here as well. This is interesting. This is the Superman blue, which is called Evia. And I would say that blue is not in here, but Starlight is kind of in there, and Florette. And we don't actually get a lot of pieces with Florette, so I wanted to show you that Florette is in here as well. Did I miss any of the big ones? I don't think so.
No, I think you got them all.
I think I got them all.
And your mom says, beautiful explanation of Sari wrapping, love, mom.
Oh, thanks, Mom. You should see my mom's Sari collection. It's phenomenal.
So Rebecca has a couple other comments as well. She said, part of being an adult is understanding that everyone is going through it and having empathy nonetheless.
Yeah, I think so. Even to just not say the negative thing, right? Like sometimes I think a simple, oh, it's just enough. It's neither here nor there. It's maybe all you've got in the moment, but it's better than using it as an opportunity to vent out your frustrations at something else in the world.
I would think so. But I also think that as I've gotten older, I realized that adults are just like children.
They are just like children. That's so true. This is Evia on this side. Here. Somewhere between Evia and the Lysanthus.
But I think that's what sets Sari Not Sari apart. I don't think that a person like that would really understand the point of our brand.
No. I like to think that the people, I have this vision of our customers, and they are kind. They're the kinds of people who, if you meet them in a grocery line, they might laugh at the irony of something and be like, this is all just so crazy. And then we laugh and we laugh. We're like, yeah.
It's very positive.
Oh, it's very positive and
One
kind and aware of things in the world, but not too bogged down by reality. More like, what can I do to make a small difference? I really feel like that's who you guys are. That's what I see when you participate in Sari Not Sari, that I feel like you're saying to yourself, I'm a special person. That's why I want to wear something that's one of a kind. I'm somebody who deserves nice things. That's why I want some beautiful fabrics next to my body. I'm somebody who cares about the world and about, making sure we leave something for our children. So you want to wear upcycled fabrics. I think we're kind of blessed to have you as part of our community. I don't think many stores get to say that they literally love their customers. Like, we would want to hang out with all of you. I think, the cultural appropriation talk and all of that, I feel like we are probably preaching to the choir here. These are people who would never hurt a soul. Given the opportunity to do better, I have a feeling everybody in this group would do better.
I'd like to think that.
Yeah.
And Rebecca says, us as representatives of Sari Not Sari, and you as representatives of Sari Not Sari, or I guess Priya is Sari Not Sari, are inviting us of other backgrounds in and offering to share that beauty with us. That feels inclusive and it honors the cultural heritage aspect.
I'm getting chills. Thank you so much for that.
Aww.
I gush about you people all the time. And especially with all my youngins that I have here, Shafali and Rachel and Sarah and Mira and Alex, that they get to experience all of you as older women who are older than they are, who are mentors, who set a tone for how you show up in the world. And that's because of you, that's what they're exposed to.
Yeah, and trust me, guys, a lot of us in this group, we definitely need it.
yeah. Not everybody has great mother figures. Okay, guys, I looked at this one online. The online pictures are horrible. Online, it almost looks like a fuchsia pink. In reality, this is a, okay, this is a really good question. This is kind of a raspberry. This is a paler raspberry, almost like I'm going to say watermelon. This is watermelon in here. Wouldn't you say?
I would agree. It's a
Watermelon. Okay, this is a sky blue. This is almost, this is a very pale pink. This is a navy. This is more of a lighter indigo. This color here, cafe au lait.
Cafe au lait. You would say that's a navy? I feel like that's a sky blue.
Well, this is a sky blue, but this here is navy.
That's a navy.
Yeah, and this is navy, darker and lighter navy. And yeah, I would say this is cafe au lait.
Yeah.
But online, this
Foul.
does not look nice. No, online is like, it's so okay. And in person, it is freaking gorgeous. So again, I'm wearing a maxi caftan. This one is sheer. And if I flip her around, you can also wear her this way. I like to wear mine with this looser, so it just has a little bit of definition here, but not tight. But you also can tighten this and play around with it and see what suits you best.
And just to let you all know, the photo discrepancies should be rectified by this coming shipment.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll still probably have to tweak it, but they are now using the exact same lighting that we're using, which has enough warmth in it that it doesn't, because they were using daylight before, which has a lot of blue.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're using something that has kind of a mix of the warmer tones and the cooler tones. So we should get imaging that is accurate.
Thank you, Godox.
Yeah, thank you, Godox. But the biggest problem we have, especially for the crepe silks, is that silk is reflective. And even if we held it up in different areas of the store and took pictures for you, it's going to look different every time. So there is no like perfect image of what it looks like.
Yeah.
We can just get pretty darn close.
And Jessica is wondering, never mind. So Jessica was wondering, what is the item number? I do not see that on the website. And then Amy responded.
Thank you, Amy.
With the code.
Thank you, Amy.
And Amy said on Instagram, I come for the pretty silk, but I stay for the community and the people. And because my appetite for beautiful things is never ending, lol. And Corey thought that maxi captain was so pretty.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Amy loved how the navy leaves were beside the pink. You said that was more of an indigo, right?
So it's two shades. It's outlined in a navy, but then right beside that is almost like a paler version of that same navy.
Yeah.
So it feels like more of a lighter indigo, like
yeah.
two shades of a blue jean, right?
So Amy says, my pleasure, LOL, watching on IG, but listening on YouTube. You've cracked the code, Amy.
So this is a poncho, and here's another piece that I was showing to somebody today, and I'm like, yeah, you can wear it in so many different ways, and then I walk away, because I'm like, everybody knows all the different ways.
Oh, for sure.
So let me show those to you again. This is tunic length, which means it's longer in the front, longer in the back, and I can either leave it open, or I personally like to tie just one side, which forces some asymmetry, or you can tie both sides, or you can wear it sidewaysy like this, or you can wear it this way and leave it open, or you can tie both of these sides and it becomes more like a top. So lots of different ways to wear this. What I thought would be fun is to wear this tunic length, and the colors, by the way, are different shades of sky blue. This in here is a green, not a teal, which is unusual. It's not a teal, right? It's kind of a teal. Maybe it's a teal. What do you think?
I think that's a teal. It's a darker teal.
Yeah, maybe it is a teal. So that's a teal. But this is definitely blue and green.
Oh my God, Priya, speaking of teals. Continue.
Okay, and then what I thought would be kind of fun is to wear it this way and show you how you can pair it with some sort of a duster. And even though it's a poncho, she's gonna look like a top.
Oh my God.
Right there. So suddenly Priya's wearing a top.
Could you believe?
Brilliant, right? No, it's just a really easy trick, especially because the silk is so light that even though it's kind of bunched up right here, it takes up no space. So it doesn't add any extra bulk. I could even wear it under a more fitted sweater with even tight arms, and it would still work. So if you're thinking of going on vacation, we do have some of the cotton jackets left, but definitely a poncho would be a great addition because there's so many different ways to wear it. Talk to me about teal, Shefali. What's the story?
So, as Priya knows, I don't really give myself the opportunity to watch a lot of new movies and TV shows. As Priya knows, I only watch basically the same 5 shows. I've watched Murdoch Mysteries 30 times in my life, but recently I watched American Fiction.
Oh, is that good?
So it's a movie about an author he's a Black author, and he writes very intelligent, poetic, beautiful stories. Yes, about his community, but they're not stories that talk about.
Is that a movie?
It's a movie.
Oh, I know. It won an Academy Award. It was up for an Academy Award last year.
Yes, it's a
2023 It's on my list.
Yeah, it's very good. And I really like the conversation it has about the author, even though the author argues a really good point that, stories about my community should not just be about guns and violence and, all these factors that contribute to disparity in my community. They should be about stories that allow people to think differently, allow us to be complex individuals. But what the artist ends up understanding and realizing is that these are, in his own way, he was also ashamed of that aspect of his community in a way that made him say that everybody, what he was asked or probed by was the question of whether or not he actually accepted that this was a part of his community and why it was such a bad thing to begin with. It was the reality of what a lot of his community faced, especially in America.
Yeah.
And so aside from this very intelligent thing, because it plays a lot into the idea of how culture is represented, especially in North America for certain communities of color, especially Black communities, the actual set design of this movie was incredible. It played on 2 of the colors that Priya loves together the most.
Red and teal!
Yes, that she finds in her own home.
I have them
Red
all over my
and
house.
teal.
Red and teal.
So it's in 2 places. It's in Boston, and then it's by the seaside. That's really sweet.
Isn't that sweet?
I love it.
So, guys, I don't know. I got to stop you for a second because I do not know how this hasn't sold. It feels like a satin. It's actually a jacquard. I tried to show that. I came up close so you guys could see it. So you can see that the fabric itself has flowers woven into it. And then over top of that, the fabric is dyed. And then the colors we have here, this is very much a golden color, even though it's not like a metallic gold. It's a golden, like an ochre thread. And because it has a bit of a sheen to it, it feels like gold, but it's not metallic. And then here we have this beautiful green. I want to call it
I would say it's like a lime.
It's a little truer than a lime.
It's not a leaf. It's a Kelly green.
It's like a lighter Kelly green, yeah. And then this is truly a fuchsia. But yeah, so soft.
So I have a question also from Sandy Porter Thornton. She asked, I like that blue color you just had on. What do I type to find that?
So that was this jacket. And I hope that we tagged it. So you can type in bright sky blue cotton in the search bar. But I hope if you can pull it up, Shefali, and add the tag word to it.
Yeah.
So this is $45 Canadian, which is like $30 American.
And Mira says to that lovely green captain that you're wearing, she says, that's one of my faves. And I would say lime green, Mom.
Would you say lime green? Maybe.
Oh, now she'll say lime green.
Maybe. I don't know. You know why I feel like it's not lime? I feel it's got that shine to it, which to me... What?
She just said, tell her I gave her a Thai massage, LOL. Sandy Porter Thornton, do you know this Thai massager?
Yes. At the old store. That's too funny. Sandy, sometimes I think the universe just brings people back together. My mom and I went to Grail Springs, and my mom had a Thai massage. And she didn't know how to go about getting one here, away from Bancroft. And I was thinking, oh, I knew this lady who gave an amazing Thai massage locally, but I can't remember her name.
At the Grail, yeah.
Oh, Sandy from Grail?
Yeah, she said at the Grail. That's what she just said.
Oh my God, it's you, Sandy!
Another Sandy!
Oh my gosh, Sandy! I thought that you were somebody who I met when we were across it. Sandy! Oh my God! So Sandy's amazing. You changed my mom's life, Sandy. My mom now believes that is the only massage worth getting.
Is a Thai massage?
And from Sandy.
Yeah.
So, as I have often said, if you are looking to reconnect with yourself, transform a little bit in a safe place, I don't know how it is almost impossible to explain Grail Springs. When it's the right time, you'll know. Then you go there. Everything comes together to help you become what you knew you needed to become. And then you leave, and the world is slightly different because your way of seeing the world has changed. And what do they do there? Crazy, crazy things? No. Foot reflexology, Thai massage, like normal things. Yoga, walks in the forest, like super normal things. But there's something about that place that really just encourages transformation. And I personally think it's the caliber of the people who work there, Sandy included. Mm-hmm. Like each and every person that you meet there just has such an incredible energy about them. Highly recommend. If you need a vacation, you need to get away from all the crazy in your world, Grail Springs is the place to go.
And hopefully when that timeline aligns in your life, so does your bank account at the same time.
Yes, it is not inexpensive. But you'll probably get a lot more out of a Grail Springs visit than you would get out of an island visit, and you'd probably pay less.
And Sandy wishes you brought your collection there.
Oh, well, we used to be in the gift shop there.
At Grail Springs?
At Grail Springs. Nice. Madeline bought a whole collection of our stuff. And then COVID happened, and I was actually supposed to be a guest speaker at one of their, they have a summer festival event, but then COVID happened. So yeah, I don't know where that's at right now. I should probably talk to Madeline again. So this is another piece that I really feel has been underappreciated. It's two different shades of green. The silk is butter. It is absolutely butter. You can tell. I just grabbed a bunch of it here and look at the incredible pleats that formed. Mm-hmm. So this is a midi length caftan. This fits easily to a size 3X because, and I forgot to keep mentioning the sizes. So the midi length caftan, you can wear front to the back or back to the front. Yep. I like to wear it boat neck to the front, but it does also have a V if you want to wear it the other way around. What else do you need to know? The color. Okay, so I don't know, pale lime green, mint.
So actually, to the last caftan Judy said, "What about a pistachio green?"
That is a pistachio green. Yes, it's a pistachio green. Thank you. That's perfect. Who said that?
Judy.
You nailed it, Judy.
You nailed it.
Okay, so then this one, I feel like it has a more minty element to it, but it is not quite mint. Would you say?
I would agree. It is mintier and pastelier of a green than the other greens that we have shown.
Yeah, this is a very unusual green for us.
It's very unusual. It's not common to have this in a sari like that, I'll be honest. Yeah. Usually this color is an accessory color.
It would be, right? Yeah. I just, whenever I see a sari like this, I always think, I wonder what the woman who chose this looked like. What was she thinking? Because this would have been worn this way. As a sari, it would have gone like that, around that way. So yeah, it was somebody who just, you could see that would be really sexy though because of the drape. All I did was wrap it on and it looks nice.
Oh, Priya.
Yeah, it does though. It's such a warm color.
I found a necklace for you.
Which necklace would you put with it?
Just a bit of a contrasting.
Oh yeah, like a little bit of a brown. Something very natural. Wasn't it Rachel who said that she put some colors together and match made in heaven because it reminded her of a tree?
I think so. Yeah.
So this is not a tree color. This is a very different green.
But that's okay. I actually like how unnatural the green is and how natural the wood is. That's kind of what gravitated me towards it.
Maybe it's an ocean green.
It's more blue.
Not this one.
Yeah,
this one.
that is more. It's like a seafoam.
It is a seafoam.
Yeah.
This darker green is a dark seafoam green.
Yeah.
And then the lighter one is a pale lime. But they both look different because they're paired together.
Yes, that is the real kicker.
Yes, that is the kicker. Oh, here. What you looking for?
Do you know
Earrings?
what it could be really sweet with if you wanted to play up the seafoam nature?
Is that the right color? No, it's the wrong
No,
color.
It's the wrong color.
See, this is blue. This
But
is
it does-
definitely
it is
turquoise.
fun, but this one would probably do well. Because look at the light reflection.
Yes, that one would work. Can you see it there? So these are earrings by Sari. They've got some beadwork in them. And they are, so they're made in India. I believe they're designed in Canada.
Yep.
So it's Canadian design made in India. And they're all handmade.
I think she's from Oakville or something.
Yeah, I think she currently has a pop-up in Yorkville. Mall.
Yeah, she's
No,
part
Yorkdale
of
Mall.
she's part of a pop-up there. Yeah. And Corey is asking, is the darker green, is it a darker green on the bluish side?
Not so much on the bluish side that you would ever say it was blue. Like you cannot look at that darker green and say blue.
Yeah.
It's definitely a green.
Mm-hmm.
It is the green you get right before it becomes blue. Like just before.
I know, Jessica, the earrings are gorgeous. Oh, Sabina says, good night. Thank you for a great conversation.
Oh, thank you for
Of
joining
course,
us,
Sabina. And for the other late nighters like us, Judy says, I'm learning. And Mira says, tying back to our girl swings. I love this piece, guys.
Yeah, love it.
Tying back
Especially
to
with
our
this.
tying back to our girl springs, she said, a natural place to connect with yourself,
With
nature,
yourself.
and leave the chaos of everyday life.
Yes,
They
I
should
really want
hire
to
me
take
as
Mira.
well.
I went with my mom to take her for her
Yeah.
80th birthday. I've been with Nisha twice, my eldest daughter.
Nice.
It's a really good mother-daughter place too. Like, so when I went with Nisha, there were so many tears. I cried, she cried, we cried. It was lovely. It was cathartic.
Sometimes you need to find and pay for the spaces to cry.
Yeah,
That is true.
that is true. So here's another piece. I'm not going to try it on. This is another one that when I looked at the picture online, I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, that's ugly. But in person, it's beautiful. So I felt like I needed to show you this.
And that's even more hilarious, guys, because she picks these out herself.
I do pick them out myself, but they must have looked beautiful at some point, but definitely not in that imaging.
Beautiful over FaceTime.
They were beautiful
Yes.
over WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
Yes. Less beautiful. Like, see, look at that. Look at that beautiful floral design that comes in through here.
With the contrasting, more traditional
Yeah.
art design. Yeah.
So the color of this is ochre with green undertones. I actually want to say chartreuse. This is a chartreuse. Or
I
an
would say
ochre.
that's more of a leaf green.
No, not that one, the background.
Oh, that is more of a chartreuse.
It is. It's a chartreuse that leans towards ochre. And then this is a burgundy-ish color. Then we have greens and we have reds and black. This is a really beautiful green right here. That is definitely a Kelly green. So this is very, very pretty. Look at those circles. Like, that's what I think you don't get to see, are those two glorious circles there.
This must have been some Sari.
This must have been some Sari. Yeah, it's exquisite. Very, 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 very different. Yeah, definitely not something we've seen before, which is probably why I picked it. Because I love it when I see something where I'm like, who picked that? Like, which woman said that one's for me?
You know what I will say is that this background is very much an Indian skin color. And you can see it, right? That kind of camel tone. Like,
But it doesn't really look good on my skin tone.
it's because you're slightly less, like, if you were slightly darker and
Yeah.
you are olive, it would work.
Yes, and I'm not. I'm much more yellow.
Yeah. Like, I think with this,
Yeah.
not this, with me, it would be a bit more. Guys, I'm just going to do this because I'm not dressed.
Yeah.
But if you
There's
see
on
that,
you, there's more of a contrast.
yeah, there is more of that contrast skin tone.
But I think this would be lovely on somebody with blonde hair.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
I've seen a customer actually buy a very similar dress to this one that we had a couple of years ago. That was it was so olivey, and she was so blonde. but she loved it and she looked beautiful in it. And I also will say, guys, Alex picks colors like that all the time.
She does, and they really work for her. So this is a vest that I'm wearing, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to try wearing it as a top. So of course, there's a great big hole there, but it's gonna be okay. Don't worry, everyone, it's gonna be okay. Because my plan was to put a jacket over it. So on a day that you don't want to wear your vest as a vest, you can put it on as a top and just put a bit of a jacket over it. There you've got your versatility right there.
And you see that yellow bird?
This one, yeah. So we went to karaoke. So most of you guys are not
Oh
going
my
to know
gosh.
this. We went to karaoke as a team after our little Christmas party. It was my first time to karaoke. Honestly, I am sold. I will karaoke anytime. If anybody says karaoke, I'll be like, pick me. But it was too funny because I'm thinking, okay, what songs do I love to sing along with? So one that's really, really out there that most people don't know is Birdland by Manhattan Transfer. And I sing along with it all the time. But what I didn't stop to realize is they sing in harmony. So when I sing it, I just pick whatever register or whatever key happens to work. I'm all over the place, and I'm always hitting a note that somebody is hitting somewhere. Except when you're singing it by yourself, not so much. Doesn't work. So that was a bit of a learning experience for me. Things you think you can sing, but you can't.
Yeah.
That was triggered by the Birdland.
But Sade, we sang great.
We did a great job with
We
Sade.
did Africa was really good.
Yes.
By Toto.
Careless Whisper. We had fun with that.
That was fun.
That was fun. I mean, they were all really good.
Oh, and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
if
that
you
was
are
the best.
a karaoke aficionado, you know that is
that is the song. Another one of the songs is Walk Like an Egyptian.
Yes.
Which we did not sing. Oh, you know what I just realized? I could have tied this to this if I wanted to shorten it. Because my concern was that I didn't want it to drape lower at the back than the jacket. But I could definitely have done this instead of just tying knots in it, which would have also forced this to come down a bit. And that would have worked as well. So the key here is the versatility component, that if you want to take a vest with you somewhere, there are so many different ways you can wear it, especially if you're going to layer it. So I can wear it like that. And there is a little hack for this, which I will show you. This one is thanks to Margot. So you go like this, and I'm doing that little Sari pleat again, except I just realized I should be doing it from the inside. Okay, so this is that back circle right there. And I'm just going to gather it together. And I'm going to create a bit of a rosette so that it's no longer a hole.
Nice.
It's a rosette.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to just take one of these little elastics and scrunchie this together so it won't come out. And then we're going to try that again. See how it looks. Let's put it back inside out again. Yeah, this is going to work.
It's an artistic art project.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cute. It's like a little short top.
Yeah. So
Nice. That's adorable.
that is adorable. And I just kind of whipped that together. I'm sure if I tried harder, it would
Damn,
be
that
nicer.
looks really good.
That
Priya.
looks really good. So this is Margot's. This is definitely Margot's idea. But tying these two together here is a whole new ball game.
Okay, the Priya hack.
Really? Do I get my own hack?
I think that kind of a lot of them are your own hacks, but that is really good. That's also pretty nice. I do like it better with the straight thing, but that's a really great.
If I were going to wear a jacket though,
Yeah.
right? It really does add a little bit of definition at the front.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I watched
Judy,
her
and
redo. I have to tell you guys about it.
And Judy also said ruching to the front.
Ruching to the front.
Isabel is asking, how does the vest look normally? We can definitely show you.
Let's do that.
So we call the vest the versatile vest because it is that versatile.
It is that versatile, yeah. There's so many different ways you can wear it. So if
That was
anybody,
kind of sorry, continue.
what?
I was gonna say it's kind of funny. I just said, did you know that the versatile vest is versatile?
Yeah, that's why we call it the versatile vest. So I ended up watching this movie on Netflix that is so sweet. It's called Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Did you watch it?
I love that movie. It's so cute.
It was so sweet. So it's this story, and it really resonated with me because it was about high fashion. There were actually so many things in that movie. If you want a really sweet watch, I think it's set in 1950s.
Yeah, it's nice.
Right after the Second World War. And it starts out, I'm not revealing anything, with Mrs. Harris, who's been waiting for her husband to come back from war, and she receives something that changes the course of her future. So she has to make some decisions about her life, and I'm going to try a different vest to show you the different styles. I didn't forget. So here's how you can wear a vest as a vest. If you have a look at this piece, you'll see that this is, I think I would call this portrait orientation. If you were to hold it landscape orientation,
wow,
you will see that there is more fabric above the armholes than there is below. So that's an important thing to know about the vest, is that these are not perfectly centered. They're definitely pushed down to one side. So if I wanted to wear it as a vest, I can wear it so that there's less fabric at the top and more fabric at the bottom. And if I do that, these panels here end up shorter, but at the back, it ends up covering it up. And then there's lots of different ways you can style this. You can tuck this up and just kind of leave it like that. You can tuck up both sides or tie a knot. Take these two corners, tie them behind your neck, and there we go. And then you can take these. This one is the Ellen hack, and you can tie this together and it becomes a blouse. Looks great under a jacket.
So this is just to slow it down a little bit. This is how the vest looks when you wear the short side to the front and the long side to the back. So maybe if you don't mind switching it around.
Short side to the top.
And long side to the bottom. And then maybe switch it around just so that Isabel can also see what it looks like the other way.
So if I were to put it on, so that, see how there's more fabric at the bottom? I'm going to take that more fabric, spin this around, so that the more fabric is now at the top. And then I'm going to put this on. So one arm goes in here, one arm goes in here, and you're going to get a different look this time. So what you'll see is that this is much more cropped across the back. These end up longer here, and there's a little bit more fabric here at the front that you can kind of, if you want, you can even flip that down, turn that into a shawl collar, and play around. We like to play with magnets mostly with this. So you can take one of these magnets. Oh no, I did not get to the right side. That's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like I did the other match set. So you can take magnets and use that to kind of fasten things in place. I did not do a superior job of that, but hopefully you can see that you can take this and pull this up, take this and pull that down. These magnets are actually really strong, and we prefer using those pins. Yeah, okay. So this one is called our glass faceted one, and they're so strong.
And they have a bunch of colors.
Yeah, we have a bunch of colors. This is the turquoise. That it actually will hold between your fingers. So they're very, very strong magnets, and they're great for playing around with your silks if you don't want to have to pin anything.
Yeah, they're fabulous.
But you can also use knots. You can also tuck things. Like I love tucking that under there, pulling that forward, and then you've got this nice little asymmetrical thing happening. But yeah, there's so many different ways. We do have videos around how you can do it. You could also, couldn't you? If you want this to stay shut.
Like the baby doll.
Yeah. Oh, that one, the
where you put the pockets like that. That's the same thing that you're doing there with the inside.
Yes, from the inside, right? So I can put the magnet here and here. And then force that to stay together more like a top.
That's like a pinafore. It's cute.
It is there. So see how that kind of pulls that way.
Oh my God, we're just like creating
We're creating a lot of new ideas today, eh? Then this one, I would just do another magnet here to create something at that spot. But yeah, this is something we've never done, right? To create this collar and force it to stay that way.
So I actually like it just like that. And what I would wear is a jumpsuit underneath.
Oh, that would be cool.
Or
Yeah, so that you can kind of see that. But even this two-piece.
this is cute though.
I'm wearing the Ritzy tank by Blue Sky, which is made of bamboo, great for travel. And then these are the Galeen capris. So the Galeen capris have a yoga waistband. I'm wearing a size large on the bottom, a size medium on the top. I would say generally you go down one size from what you normally wear. So I'm usually a large on top, extra large on the bottom. But because these are cut generously, I'm a large and a medium. And yeah, you could just put a little pin there. I bet I could even pull it back further.
Morag says this should be called the butterfly hack.
It should be.
Or Morag, you could call it the Morag hack.
What about
That's cute.
a little
I
bit?
really like that.
I really like that.
Very shawly.
Very, but also very sculptural.
Yeah.
Like it's got a bit of a sculptural vibe to it.
You know, you seem like you are a not an investor, but somebody who pays for the livelihood of artists.
Patron?
A patron. Yes.
Patron. Yes, maybe I am a patron. I do get very excited. My husband and I talk about this all the time. He's like, "You're really passionate about those clothes." I'm like, "I kind of really am." You can't fake that kind of passion. I think it's so exciting. So yeah, there. That's sweet. We've never done that before. We always do the shawl collar, but we never fasten it. And then leave that hanging open.
I love the way it hangs open.
I love the way it hangs open. And that's not going anywhere.
Unless you're doing jumping jacks or something.
Yeah.
I doubt you guys are doing that in this
No. But I kind of feel like every time we come up with a new hack, I'm like, I need to go revisit my vests. Because I've only been wearing them 15 different ways. And now there's a 16th way.
Well, I found a way to wear the ponchos because I was thinking of buying my first one.
How do you not have a poncho yet?
Because I actually put a hold on purchasing stuff for a bit as I was figuring out my financial situation with
Yes, I can see
academics. But I just pulled a fabulous poncho for myself. But what I had figured out is that I can wear it tunic style and then tie the sides of it to create a tapered top like this.
Oh, yeah. So this is my favorite way of wearing a vest. It's like if I have to go somewhere quickly, I just wear whatever underpinnings I have. Then I take a vest, and I'll actually do this slowly for those of you who are first timers. So see how there is more fabric at the top than below? I want that side to be at the front. So I'm going to hold it like this. So now the more fabric is at the bottom. I'm going to put my head through one hole and my arm through the other. And now I have a top. It's a little bit shorter here in the back. It looks great over a jumpsuit, but it really dresses up an outfit. Like I always like to say, like, I look like I just got out of bed in my pajamas, and then I throw one of these on, and people are like, "Wow, you're so dressed up for the grocery store." I'm like, I really tried. I tried so hard. That's me.
Yeah.
So we were trying this with this. So that's what we were going to do. So another way that you can wear this vest.
And also with that side slit top.
Yes. Is that a side slit? Yeah, it is. Okay, so another thing you can do is if I put my head through one hole, see how there's another hole here? This is a little tricky. I want to look at the back of that hole. So there's the hole. I want to put my head in through this way. So I have to twist it and then put my head in here. And that turns your vest into a poncho. Like that. And we're going to try it with this, right? So these are kind of some matches that we put together, not from the same Sari, but we thought this might be kind of fun. Now, I think I would want it a little bit longer somehow.
I actually think you should wear that top style like you did before.
Oh, with the hole at the back?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I like these together. I don't.
I think you should try it with the side slit top. It will work a bit better.
Do you think so?
The
Yeah,
problem
so I
is-
do not like these two together because this is kind of gray and this is very beige.
They're also both very busy.
Yeah.
And sometimes what you need is, even though both can be busy styles, what you need is one style to be more not symmetrical, but more of the same thing.
Yeah.
They both have too many differentiating things going on.
So you thought this with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or no, this with the vest.
This?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about a vest with a side slit top.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Priya, that makes sense.
But okay, I'll tell you why after
Okay.
I put it on. So this is a side slit top. This is a crepe silk, which means you don't see through it. The colors on it are a very extraordinarily pale gray, a Kelly green, and a mid-tone blue that I think is probably not Evia.
No,
So-
it's not Evia.
No, Evia is definitely Superman blue, and this is closer to a mid-tone dark blue. And I love that it has this orange and red on the sleeves.
That was my favorite part of this piece.
Yeah.
Is the symmetrical edge.
So a friend of mine, Allison, got the polo of this one. The polo was extraordinary.
Wow.
So it was this, but it had all of these colors kind of worked into it. Exceptional piece. But this is also exceptional. Like, that's what I love about the side slit tops. It really feels like you're just wearing a comfortable t-shirt. And then if you want, you can do a little bit of a tuck or not. It really depends how you're feeling. But yeah, so super easy. And you think it would go well with this. And I have my doubts. So let's see. How would you
Well,
put
I
this
think
on?
style-wise it would go well together. I would just wear it as a vest. I would wear it probably so that the short side is to the back and the long side is to the front.
Okay, no, you mean top or bottom.
Short side is to the bottom and long side is to the top.
Shefali's right again, guys. As usual, Shefali is right because of these colors, right?
There's the orange. The orange is what makes it work.
Yeah.
Heather said I fell asleep. I'm back. Oh well.
Oh, sorry, Heather. We are really going on today. I like that. I do. I like it. I don't love it, mostly because I like each piece in isolation. That I feel a little bit like we're gilding the lilies by putting them together.
Is. But I think what I really hope whenever we do these kind of silly does it, doesn't it, is that it allows you guys to kind of visualize your pieces together. It's kind of made me go back to my closet and go, oh, I can actually put a lot of my stuff together.
Yeah, and I've really noticed that too, is that I find that I'm attracted to the same colors, like what Shefali said. I do find that I go for teals and reds. And because I have so much teal and red in my wardrobe, I can layer things that I never thought could be layered. I like this together.
And that is nice together.
I would not have normally put those together, but I kind of love them.
But don't you see how, because it's a smaller,
Yeah.
less repetitive pattern, like it's repetitive of the same things,
Yeah.
like 2 things, not 4 things, that
Yes.
it's easier to pair together.
Well, and part of how I visualize this is that if you were to squint, this kind of becomes one color,
Yeah.
right? So when you want to mix 2 patterns, if you squint and one pattern disappears, then you can probably mix it with another pattern.
I agree. I actually think that would be really sweet worn as the Dame Judy hat.
Oh, let's give that a try. So this is our kimono sleeved jacket. It is the shorter version of our duster, and I believe we do have the duster also available. So you can go either way with this.
Wow.
Generally speaking, when we get a kimono sleeve jacket, we also get a duster, and generally speaking, a boxy top.
Yes.
Out of one,
Generally
sorry. Generally speaking. Okay. What time is it? I feel like I've really talked a lot today.
It's 9:17. You're doing pretty well.
So much talking. So much talking, guys. I'm sorry. So to get back on theme, we're talking vacation. That's really all we've talked about this whole time, is how great it would be to go on vacation with bright colored silks. We never digress at all, not even once. So to do the Dame Judy hat, so first of all, I have now started wearing my kimono sleeve jackets backwards, taking these 2 sides, tying them at the back, and then putting a sweater over top of it, or like a jacket, and wearing it as a blouse. Totally works. But if I wanted to do this upside down Dame Judy hat, you put it on like a hospital gown. Then you find the bottom center, and you carefully gather this up because it is going to go over your head. And what you'll see right there, that's going to become a collar, and that's the notch in the collar, and that becomes the second collar, the lapels. So you get a collar and lapels. Just pull it back a little bit.
Nice.
And here you go. It's much more of a jacket style. It's much shorter. Looks like that in the back. It's somewhere between a bolero and a shawl, would you say?
Yeah.
When you wear it upside down like this. But really cute. And yeah, I do think it works with the shorter and then the shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Miss Shefali, is there anything that you would like to see? Because we are getting to the point where not everything is going to get seen.
I would like to see.
Some of these pinks, some of these greens.
Why don't we see that set? That cardigan with that waterfall.
Yeah. So this is not a matched set, which is interesting.
And also there's a red cardigan in there that is the match set for this
Yes.
piece that I've paired with something really funky.
Yeah. So this is the cardigan that goes with this waterfall top. So if you were interested in getting a matched set, we do have the matched set still. But for funsies, we mixed it up a little.
So Morag said, I leave Wednesday for Mexico. Whoop whoop, silks are packed.
Oh, that's so great. So I went to Ottawa for Christmas, and by the time all the gifts were wrapped and everything, it was like 10:30. We were leaving at 6 a.m. and I hadn't picked my clothes yet.
Oh.
And I'm like, what do I wear? What do I wear? And I'm like, no, breathe. You've got this. Don't I grab like 2 or 3 black underpinnings? And I'm like, warmer, a little lighter, longer, dressier, whatever. So I got like 3 black bottoms, the bobby pants because they were fleece and it was cold, the Viva pants because they had the pocket, and then
Casbah?
The Casbah, my heavy linen Casbah, and then a long sleeve top, a slightly 3/4 sleeve top, all in black. And then I just went silk, and grabbed everything. And honestly, it was so effortless, and I put 0 time into packing. It all fit, despite the heavy layers, it all fit into just a little carry-on. Okay, I do love me a waterfall top. There's just something about a waterfall top that's so easy. Like, to me, this waterfall top screams vacation. If I'm wearing this, you know I'm on vacation.
Don't even bother.
Don't even bother me. So Shefali paired it with this silk cardigan, and it is not the same colors. Especially, this is where I feel like I challenge you on this.
Oh, please.
Because of this. Because see how these are much more muted olivey tones, and these are all
It's
jewel
very
tones.
bright. Yeah.
So let's see. Let's see how it looks. It'll probably work really well, except for that section. So I'm having trouble telling which is inside out and not inside out, and this is always my opportunity to show you guys our French seams. So when we create our clothing, we do it all with French seams. We don't just serge the silk so that it actually is additionally reinforced. Silence. Crickets.
It has to be tied together in
Here.
order for it to work. Yeah. The problem is the brights. But if it's just the blue, it's not too bad. So
Yeah.
say the lights went out, the power went out. You had to pack these 2 pieces.
That's right. And you had no choice but to
No.
wear one under the other. Could you do it?
Yes.
Yes, you could. So I think, but it does speak to the versatility, right?
Yeah.
So you might have this piece that you normally wear with something else, and this piece that you normally wear with something else. But because you can kind of layer it this way and just show the part of it that matches, it does work together. Even though normally maybe you might think it wouldn't.
So, Priya, you should explain the difference between a French seam and a regular seam.
That's a great idea. So I wish I knew a lot about sewing so that when
I
I
can
tell
explain
you this,
that as well.
I can show it as
Yes,
you explain it.
I can explain.
Okay.
Explain it as we show. Okay, guys. So French seams versus regular seams. So generally, when a garment is constructed these days, maybe
we have things.
you
with
should sew a
regular
serged
seams.
edge.
Yeah.
So generally, when a garment is constructed these days, so these are purposefully made to look like all the work has happened on the outside. Let's just
But
say.
let's pretend that this was on the inside, because that's
Yes,
normally what you would
that's
see on
normally
the
what you
inside. So it's serged to hold it together, and then there's one row of stitching below the serging.
Yeah. So a serger, what it does is
It's better. You can see it on the side
a
better.
serger actually is a machine that is not it's not a traditional sewing machine. What it does, it does something called an overlock stitch. It takes 3 to 5 strands, and it actually closes the raw edges together and combines 2 pieces of fabric that turn 2D sheets into 3D garments.
Okay.
The difference is that a French seam is considered a more vintage and actually better faceted seam.
It's more durable
strategy
for sure.
because of its durability.
Yeah.
What it does is instead of serging them together, which has the potential to actually unravel if you were to cut
Or fray.
the string, it actually ensures that you put the raw sides together and you create a seam where the raw sides are on the inside.
So that's really hard to understand, but an easier way to imagine it is that they construct this entire garment inside out.
Yeah.
And then once it's inside out and they've sewn everything together. No, wait.
The right sides are
construct it
together.
right
actually.
side out.
Yeah.
Then they sew it together. Then they put it inside out and they redo the seams again. It's hard
Sort
to
of.
explain.
It has to be shown like
Yeah, you kind of have to see what it looks like to understand it, because there's no raw edge. Like that's a line of stitching, and then that's a line of stitching. Oh, you're going to show with tissue paper?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Can they see?
These are your two here.
You want me to stand
Yeah,
there and
you
hold
have
it?
to you have to hold
You're
it.
going to guide me through this?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you imagine that these are your two pieces you want to sew together. Now imagine that this is actually the right side sewn together. So they're sewn together, like this is the side that you want facing the
So
outside.
this is the good side and the good side.
The good sides. The bad sides are on the inside. Now what Priya's going to do, this is actually common with denim, is she's going to sew
This whole row down.
together.
Right.
Now I'm going to turn the fabric inside out.
So now what you have is a seam.
That's basically this
Like
is
that.
the seam here. Now this seam, in order to actually keep it on
sew it again.
this side and not have it out here, is you sew it again.
It is
So-
impossible to
yeah.
show.
I have
And
to,
that was a valiant attempt, but I feel like everybody needs to just Google it. It's a little harder to do. It takes a little more forethought, and it lasts longer. And especially with silks, it forces any tension to tighten the sewing rather than fray it.
Yes, and Tracy, you're absolutely right. French seams are more polished looking.
Yes.
The vintage seam like closures and finishings are just more polished. Another thing that a lot of tailors used to do is actually take a what's it called? When it's like a scallop scissor, and cut the raw edges on the inside with a scallop scissor. So that was another method that people would use to try to maintain that. But French seams are considered by far one of the best. It's what a lot of couturiers use actually. And when we create our garments, we try to ensure that there is a lot of quality. So we do
Because
really
we want
hard.
them to last.
Yeah, that's the whole point
That's
of
our goal. They're fabulous fabrics. Some of them are 40, 50 years old. And we want them to continue to have a life. If what we did to sew them was to use the cheapest sewing, they would just fall apart. So that is not our goal. Our goal is to create something that stands the test of time. So this is a fun little top.
Does it allow for additional seam allowance? So I would say no, I'll be honest. I think in the way that you guys might be thinking about seam allowances, maybe like not even an inch, but we don't actually allow for there to be a very big seam. What we do try to use and create as much width as possible with the fabrics. That's why the sizing of the pieces are the way they are, is because we only allow for the bare minimum of seam allowance to ensure
and we
that.
could do more, because I am a big fan of seam allowance. I think it makes a piece more versatile. And there are some styles where we did aim to include more of a seam allowance. But part of the problem is we also don't want it to become stiff at the seams. And if you have like a longer piece of fabric that's kind of hanging out inside that seam, it's not going to drape quite as well.
Yeah.
So instead what we did is, like Shefali said, we cut it to be quite large, which is like we use up that extra seam allowance, and then the drape is better. And you can tighten it if you want, but you can't really make it looser. Does that help?
Yeah, it does. And Mrs. Ears said that makes sense. And don't worry, guys, I will tell Priya to show the match set when she shows off the other style.
Oh,
yes.
This is the one that went with it?
Yeah.
Okay. So here is another super fun side slit top. Is this a longer sleeve one? No, it's a regular sleeve one. So you can see that the sleeves go kind of to the elbow for ladies who are worried about showing their arms. This is my favorite style. It really is my t-shirt, my fancy t-shirt style. And here it is. We've paired it with a not matching cardigan. This is a Georgette silk. This is a crepe silk. So this is sheer. This is not sheer. And I think that actually works really well.
It shows off the chameleon effect of these silks.
That's right. Because they really do, because they have so many colors, depending on what you pair it with, different things pop. And I think you would really see that with this top and this, because you can see this color works with it, which is the Evia. The Para works with it really well. Probably this color would work well.
What about that yellow?
The yellow, is there yellow in it? The yellow would definitely work with this. So Inca Berry works really well with this. I was thinking about this color here, that I think that's actually Floret, or it's very close to Floret. If you like that little shade there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we do so much pairing the Bryn Walkers with the silk, because Bryn Walker offers an incredible selection of colors of linen. And a lot of places don't. You'll find the same, basic colors every single year. And I feel like Bryn Walker works with that variety of color that matches the same variety of color that we try to offer. And it's amazing quality and lasts forever. And you'll find Bryn Walker in a lot of secondhand stores because you cannot wear it out. Like, it stays with you for 10 or 15 years, and then you're like, I've worn this way too many times. I think I'm going to sell it for $100. Like, you still make your money. So.
And Rebecca says, seams create structural integrity. Your clothes depend on flow. Keep the seams to a minimum for drape and flow. I agree, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Someone sews.
Yeah, somebody sews for sure.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, we talk with Anshul pretty incessantly also about the sewing as well. That's something that I actually have done as well with Anshul, just because I do sew. So it's pretty fun. I feel like thanks to the business, I get to pursue all my hobbies and passions.
It's true, she does. And Shefali has a million things on the go at the same time, always.
Always.
So they wanted to see this with the matching cardigan?
Yes. And Corey says, love, love, love the heavy linen Casbahs. Hope they offer them again.
I hope they do too. So another option I found out is we can order the heavy linen Casbah as a special order if we order a minimum of, I think it's 50. So I don't know. Do we order 50? Do we like the colors? I think we're going to have to make that decision next year.
So Corey had first asked about this as a set, and honestly, Corey, it works for you.
So nice.
And Morag too. I know you're a big fan of these kind of colors.
Well, you know what I really love is how this is blue, and then it just it actually fits right in with that. It's almost like they go right together.
And this necklace with the cones.
Wow. Or even that other one that we like so much.
Yeah, I just wanted it something simple, and like if you were at a beach where you could buy from an artisan, that's a no-brainer.
This one is a no-brainer. I like how it adds that extra shade.
Love
This
the pendant.
is stunning. And the silk is extraordinarily soft, guys. And I bet we could get a different look if I flipped this around.
Corey said, it is stunning. And then Judy said, buy it, Corey. And Corey says, lol, stop it, Judy. Rebecca says, it lines up the pattern perfectly.
It does line up the pattern perfectly. Also, I should let you guys know that
Yep, go.
Was that what you were going to say too, about the sneak peek?
Yes, the sneak peek.
So
yes.
the sneak peek, the next sneak peek is fabulous. Guys, maybe one of our best ever.
I think so.
Yeah, like
it just keeps getting better and
It
better.
just keeps getting better and better. Like, we look at the fabrics and we gasp. So we are not offering those for sale in store until January 12th, which is a Sunday at noon. We are starting the online sales an hour earlier on January 12th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to come in store and shop, they will all be out on the floor. However, online sales will be happening at the same time.
Yes.
And it is going to be crazy. So we will likely not be able to offer you the same level of service. It's actually going to be embarrassing because you'll be like, oh, I want to take these 5 pieces into the change room. And we'll be like, ding, 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 those ones just sold. So if you're expecting a feel-good moment, you will not get it on that day.
I wouldn't keep your hopes up.
Don't keep your hopes up. Things go fast. But if you're in for a little excitement and it's like playing slot machines, you may get it, you may not. It could happen. It might not.
Who needs to go to the casino?
Yeah, so what I would do is bring your device with you on that day. If you love something, purchase it online on your phone so that even if we're backed up at the cache, you can get it before anybody else gets it. And then we'll just mark it as picked up and off you go. Are there any questions around that? People probably have questions.
I don't see any right now. What they're asking is whether this set goes with Evia, Kirsch, or Zaffarino.
Those are all great questions. So, absolutely 100% Lysanthus. Right there.
That is Lysanthus.
That is Lysanthus right there. That is Kirsch right there. What other colors do we have? It's not quite Evia. This is more of a sky blue, and this is more of a Superman blue. The purple. It could go with allium, but I think allium is a little lighter.
Zaffarino.
Oh, Zaffarino is the orange, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so believe it or not, that's Floret. They're really darn close to Floret right there. Zaffarino only shows up in this one little spot here where it turns from red to yellow, which is probably Inca berry. So Zaffarino is right in there.
Inca berry.
So I would say it doesn't not match.
It's basically a rainbow set. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to add to the rainbow,
But it is there. Like,
Yeah.
the color is there. It is
that's what I mean.
definitely
It's a
right
highlight. If you wanted to highlight the orange of the rainbow in your pants, you could do that.
Yeah, you definitely could do that. And then Inca berry. So there's the yellow. Oh, Para. Did I already do Para? Because there's definitely Para there. Right there is Para.
You said para. Yeah.
And then,
Do you think oregano would work?
no. Maybe? No. No. Too dark.
I think not as a set. But
Yeah.
Individually, yes.
Yes, individually, yes. So the Inca berry is very highlighter yellow, and this yellow does have a little bit more. Like it's slightly off for Inca berry. Right?
Yes.
So, but it does match a lot of the colors. And it really is beautiful. Beautiful stuff. And what time is it, Shafali? I just keep talking and talking.
It's 9:36.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go straight for favorites now. So show me these. So these all get to go. It's amazing that we haven't shown any of these. I think we've been focusing a lot on layering and fall colors. It's really fun to be able to kind of get in there and choose some brights now. So I'm just gonna go straight for my favorite. So these two, you put them together, and I was stunned at how well those go together.
Thank you.
Yeah, like that was a surprise. So this one is a cardigan, ridiculously soft, in a yellow that is a little bit more mustardy than Inca berry. And then this is a side slit top that is not from the same fabric. They are both crepe silks though. So this is only two colors. It's just fuchsia and that kind of warm yellow. And this has so many colors in it. Not Evia. Yes to Zaffarino. Probably yes to
Lysanthius?
Floret. Is right. Not quite Lysanthius. Not quite. But Floret and Zaffarino, yes. So shockingly, these look great together. I think it's because of all the yellow. And then when you put this on, you don't see the blue either, right?
Yeah. The gradient also helps.
Yeah, so that looks amazing together. You can see I'm not trying it on because I am trying to save time. But I really love the orange with the pink.
And then it just needs, if you wanted to add something blue to it, this is not what I would pair exactly, but it works.
Yeah, and then that would be as if you were going to show a little bit more of the blue. Very pretty. And oh, this one's a lot of fun too. So this piece, I'm going to have to show you a couple of things at the same time. So this is the cardigan, and that in here is the side slit top. So if you were looking for a perfect matched set, you could wear this side slit top with this cardigan, and it would look great. What we did is we split the sets up and look, can you guys see the sparkle on that?
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty. So this one is floret and green, para, and I want to say that's it. That's oregano.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so let's give this one a try. And then Shefali paired it with this top, which you wouldn't think would go because it has so much purple, but because it has a lot of the same bright green tones and it's very multicolored, it looks like it could be part of the same sari.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually, yeah. So this is not a Monday, Tuesday piece. It is exactly the same
It's a
front and
Monday,
back. It's a Monday, Monday. But the Monday, Tuesday, for those of you who know or who don't know, are pieces that because of where they're cut in the sari, you can wear them either side to the front and the pattern is slightly different. So it's almost like having two tops in one.
Mm-hmm.
So this one here.
This technically could be a Monday, Tuesday if you stained one side.
If you put a stain on one side. Yeah. What would you want to?
No, but you can't. Life happens, right?
Yeah, life does happen.
You can't.
That's
help
true.
Is it? Is it still Monday piece? Nice.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
still
good.
Monday. Okay, so love the two greens together. There are some matching colors that bring the two pieces pretty close together. Do I love them together? Would I go out and buy them as a set? No. But if I had this in my closet and I had this in my closet and I was having a fun, let's try something new day, I would pair these together. For sure. They're fun. And this would be exquisite. This is floret. I hope that you guys can see the unbelievable sparkle on this.
Look at that silver sparkling at the bottom.
Yeah, it's really nice. So what
embellishments.
this is gold, this is silver paint that's been probably stamped on. And then these are, I don't even know how to, they're not crystals.
They're like little medallions.
They're some of them are sequins, but some of them are like glued on spots.
No, I mean at the very bottom. Do you see that kind of silver?
Here, right?
Yeah, medallion.
That's paint.
That's paint?
Yeah, it's hand painted on or printed
Oh.
on. And it looks like this is block printed. And then what they've done is they've put this on some of the leaves in the block printing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Very cool. Very cool piece. This is teal. Very soft too. But not sure. I mean, I don't hate it with this, but I also don't love it.
Well,
This is beautiful.
yeah. As we know, Priya is a matching.
I am a matchy-matchy. I can sometimes get out of my comfort zone. Not often. This
Is the nuts.
is the matching piece. And I love this, right? Like, how can you go wrong? What if I would love it if we had some sort of a sort of chartreuse necklace. We can't seem to keep chartreuse necklaces in stock. Those go fast. No.
What you need is a. If I was you, I would just pick something metallic. Like I would pick something really silver. So I would give you a gold necklace. If I can pick it up with my fingers, hold on. And if you still have some shopping to do for the holidays,
Yeah.
like you forgot,
Like you forgot someone. We have our Together We Can necklaces where all the money goes to charity, locally and abroad, in Uganda and in Hamilton.
Yes, Kibera slums and Hamilton, Ontario.
Yeah. I love this together. This is a great travel piece. The silk is so ridiculously soft, and you could definitely pair it with lots of colors. This is the teal in here. We have like purples and guys, it's Lysanthus. We have Lysanthus right here.
We have it.
Yeah, we have. That is not Evia. That is Para down there. I think that's it. I love this. It's really pretty. Very bright. You can pair it with even just white on the bottom. It would be stunning. Love it. And so soft. Yeah, we haven't really shown these because I think we really were focused more on fall looks, but we are now into past the festive season and into get me out of here, it's cold.
Mhm.
So many fun things. Like this is a great top. I can't even remember anymore what you paired it with. But that's beautiful.
The cardigan.
Like the one that's this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how that would work together. And look, it even has a little bit of that pink on the sleeve.
The waterfall top would have worked really well with this
Yeah,
fabric
it
too.
really would have. This one, I thought, was a brilliant combination on your part.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Like, look at that. That just screams, I am having the time of my life
In Cuba.
in Cuba or
Barbados?
Florida,
Florida?
Barbados. Love it so much. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so guys, this here, I haven't shown you this style yet. This is a high-low top. And you can wear a high-low top with either side to the front. So most of the time, people wear the high-low top this way.
So Corey is saying, can you show the orange high-low top, which you're doing right now?
Yes.
Trying to decide if I should pull the trigger. Yes!
Beautiful.
You have to, Corey.
It's so beautiful. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So you can wear your high-low top this way. In terms of length, like I'm wearing the shoulders exactly where they should be. I'm 5'5". My belly button is here. So if that helps at all. My natural waist is here, but I'm short-waisted. And this covers my whole tummy and kind of floats over top of it.
Mhm.
The only time I would say that this would get shorter, like if it would end up coming up to here, is if you're a busty person, if you're heavier through the bust, that will pull this forward and that causes it to shorten a little bit. I'm a 38C. I think even like a D cup would be fine. I think it's when you get into like the double Ds that it really starts to move out this way,
Yeah.
which does show your tummy, but then it still will float over your tummy because you're out more this way. So worth trying on if you're in store. Another way that you can wear this is, now I've seen ladies do this. I don't know that I could pull it off. Worn like this on vacation with a pair of shorts. So your
assets.
yes, you're showing off your assets at the back and hiding any assets you're not fond of up here at the front. But if you wear it this way and you pair it with a duster, like Shefali did, it actually becomes like a caftan. And I think this is beautiful together. Like, I don't even think it's gilding the lily. I think it just adds so much more character. Like this has character, this has character. Together, it has even more character. It's just beautiful.
Corey is wondering what Bring Walker pants. I would say Kirsch's one.
For this, okay, let's check. Okay, yes, I can do this. Believe it or not, Viscasha.
Yep.
Which is exactly that color there. Definitely Zaffarino. Definitely Kirsch. Yep, definitely Kirsch. Possibly Florette, but I'm not a big fan of the Florette with it. Definitely Evia. Definitely Lysanthius. Lysanthius. And could that be it? I think that's it. Para? You could do Para. There's no real true green in here. It is a slightly muddier green. I think Para would work. It just wouldn't be exact, but it would be
bring out
pretty
the
darn
green.
close.
Yeah.
This is so sweet on. But they're both, it's sweet as separates as well. Really cute. Shefali time.
The time is 9:48.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Time just flies. I always start these thinking, I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know how we're going to use 2 hours. Cut to, I'm like, okay, so I have 15 pieces to show you. I have 3 minutes. Let's go. Let's do this.
What about Vareo, Priya?
Last year's Vareo would have been perfect with it. Absolutely.
And Corey just bought it.
Oh, good for you, Corey. It really is lovely.
And congrats on pulling the trigger, friends.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You won't regret it. It's a great piece. And the silk is unbelievably soft, which is always a win. And what other fairy? So we've gone like with super bright pieces, and I know not everybody can pull off the bright pieces. So I think I'm going to use the last bit of time to show pieces that we found that are not quite as vivid, just to show that those things do exist. Another set. Did I already show you this?
No.
So we thought that this piece would also look great with this. I agree. That's super cute. Because it really brings out those purpley tones. So again, not an exact match, but lots of fun together. There. This is a beautiful piece.
It's a really fun
Yeah,
piece.
it's really
Very
fun.
versatile. Just in terms of colors.
Mm-hmm. So this can go here. So if I wanted to show you things, I'm just going to start showing you things that I didn't have a chance to put together. This is a waterfall top. This is the yellow cotton jacket, cotton voile. So if you did want to go for something that has a lot of color, but you kind of feel like you can't wear all that much pattern right up next to you, pairing something that's very vivid with a solid kind of jacket still gives you that fun, but it also gives you that bit of minimalism.
Yeah.
If you're looking for it.
For sure.
And then there were just so many great things.
Oh, that's it.
I love that set too. Love that. So here is another side slit top. Oh wait, didn't I show you this one?
You showed that in
showed-
the cardigan.
I showed it in the. I feel like I showed this.
No, you showed that side slit top in the cardigan with another piece.
That side slit. Oh right. So we do have the matching piece for this.
Yep.
It's right here. If you wanted to wear this with this, but it also matches this other piece.
That jacket, the yellow one, I had actually paired with also the orange poncho.
The orange.
To your right. You already showed it.
Okay, back up.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. This.
With the yellow poncho. Yellow jacket.
This is the yellow jacket.
Kimono suit jacket.
Oh. Okay. I caught up with you. Yeah, that's amazing together. I can totally see that. Yeah. I'm trying not to try on everything, but yes, this would be stunning together. Okay, that goes there. All right, people who don't want to wear a ton of color. So here's another match set. This is a waterfall top. Now this is much more muted. Pardon?
It's stunning.
It is stunning. This is a blue. It's not really a teal. It's also not a teal. Kind of like a sky blue color. Then in here we have different shades of beige, different shades of pink. I think it still has that vacation-y feel because of the bigger flowers and because of these lighter tones in through here. But it's also not, Hawaiian vacation. It's a little more subtle. So something like this, I would probably pair with some sort of a tank top underneath because it's sheer. And then this is the matching cardigan here, if you're looking for matchy-matchy. Oh, I love it. That just feels beautiful on. And again, just to add a bit of dimension, I'd probably tie some knots in here.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
There. Maybe something a little lower down on this side. Create a tail, as Shefali likes to call it. And then this, you can leave it hanging down here, or if you want, because it's such a light silk, you can also tuck it in. It's not going to add any bulk, and it makes it a little bit more blousy if that's where you want to go.
Yeah.
I know Corey likes to take hers, gather all of this, and tie it off on the side, which you can also do like that. And then like that. Gives you nice little pleats through here.
I love it.
And then, let's see, what else do we have? We showed a lot of pieces today. Can you believe that most of these pieces we've not even shown before? That's how many pieces we have in the store still, which is why for this next collection that we are releasing on the 12th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're not holding any back. Everything is going to be available online and in store at the same time. That pattern through here is insanely beautiful. Can they see it?
Yes. It's gorgeous.
I think we have a satin top in those colors.
I'm sure we do.
Do you know that? But do you know the one I'm talking about?
The striped with the cream.
No, it's exactly like this. It's triangles. It's in the side slit tops. It's a satin. It's purple and fuchsia.
Okay.
You'll see it. But yeah, it looks like crayons. Like it's all purples and magentas. Then it would look amazing with digitalis.
It's not it's a long tunic with side ties.
Oh, is it? Do you think it would match?
I don't think so.
Too vivid?
It's too vivid, but
Definitely this one.
I'm just blowing your mind.
You're gonna blow my mind?
Because this
We have the matching top. What?
mind blown.
Mind blown. But show me the one that isn't gonna go. Okay, so this was the one I was thinking of. I don't know that I'm wrong.
It works. It's just very intense.
It is intense, but
Does it?
doesn't it? It is exactly the same colors, but yeah, maybe they compete.
I think the problem is tonally, it makes me not understand what's going on.
Yeah, there's a little bit too much happening there. I just needed to get it right. That looks beautiful, Shefali.
That's not bad.
That is not bad at all. In fact, that's kind of spectacular. Can they see it on their side?
Yes, they can.
That's stunning. I feel like this one gets a try on. Time.
It's 9:55.
5 minutes, guys. I got 5 minutes to try this on for you. And I am so
Kim
excited.
says, Kim. It's Kim.
It's Kim.
Rebecca, just to let everyone know, or to let Priya know, because you guys are seeing it, she said, I now wear my vacation style silks at home because life is too short.
It
to
is
not
too
wear
short,
pretty.
and sometimes if you're having a really bad day, it feels so good to wear silk. I love this piece and have no idea how it hasn't sold. Like, it is too
It's a
beautiful.
funky piece.
It's funky, but into the life is short category.
Yeah, I'm not saying funky is a bad thing.
No, it's beautiful.
Do you know what would work with those? These earrings.
Again, yes, those same earrings. Hold on, I'll come grab them. So now this is a crepe silk. Yeah, it's crepe. But I feel like it has some satin. Does it have satin?
Satin on the borders, like the sleeves.
Oh, right. Yes, it does.
That's satin.
No, actually, this is a border. That's metallic.
Not even the other side?
No, yes,
Yeah,
satin
that's
right
a
there.
satin.
I would do this.
Nice.
You know what it reminds me of? For those of you who have children who are the right age, when I used to shop at Gymboree for my kids, they'd have all these coordinating pieces where you'd be
Yeah.
like, it's not exactly the same, but it's so close and it would be so much fun together. That's how I feel about this. It's so close and it would be so much fun. Because it's even the same shapes, right? Same shapes, same colors. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It is
I'll
pretty
give you that. It's very cool.
The
Corey
chances-
said, I love Gymboree.
Who said that?
Corey.
Gymboree was so much fun. I had 3 daughters. I can't even tell you how much time I spent in Gymboree. And those gym bucks, I hoarded gym bucks. So it was basically like, guys, we have a loyalty program that I also wanted to tell you guys about today.
It's
because-
basically the adult gym bucks.
Yeah. Basically, your sorry not sorry loyalty points are adult gym bucks. So there were certain times where if you purchase things at Gymboree, they would give you gym bucks, and you could use those and redeem those later on. So I loved me some gym bucks. For those of you who don't know, Sorry Not Sorry's version of gym bucks is every time you purchase something, whether it's online or in store, as long as you've used your email address or logged
Or customer accounts.
yeah, like, and you have an account, a customer account. Every time you make a purchase, 10% of your pre-tax amount goes into a little like piggy bank. And it just sits there and it's a discount that you can use moving forward. So if you spend
Yeah, it's a strong
$100 on something,
Yeah.
You will have $10 just sitting in that account. And next time you go shopping, you can get a $10 discount by using those loyalty points. And if you're wondering how to use them if you are online, on our website page, in the top left-hand corner, there's a $sign icon. And if you click on that, it will prompt you to sign in. Once you've signed in, that little $sign will open up a panel that has your code in it. And it's a bunch of letters and numbers. You copy that and you paste that into the promo code box at checkout, and it will apply your points. So you may have points there that you don't even know about. We do send you emails, but in case they got lost in spam and you didn't know, you may have some money there. And there is no expiry date on that, and there's no upper limit. So there are lots of people who just save up those points and they go, oh, look, I get a free something. Okay, this is beautiful. Absolutely, like,
Wow.
gorgeous. Very sophisticated, very summery, light, and gives you the potential to bring in all of these colors.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. How is this not sold? I literally cannot even fathom how this hasn't sold. It would suit everybody. And on that happy note, we're done. What time is it? Must be 10. 11, 10.
10 exactly.
10 exactly. Guys, I loved spending this time with you. Thank you so much for spending your Friday evening with me and Shefali. We just get to stand here and try on clothes and play and have interesting conversations, and we love it when you join in. It really does feel like community night. Thank you. Thank you all. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. This is our last show for the year, so we will be seeing you in the new year. I think it's on the 4th that we're back in again. And then after that, we'll be releasing our sneak peek. It's going to be so much fun, guys. It's a crazy sneak peek. You're going to love it.
And Happy New Year's to you guys. I hope you had an amazing time with your family or with people that you loved.
Yeah. That's a Venn diagram. Family, people you love. Hopefully there's an overlap somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you again for joining.